Okay, now we are going to discuss about some financial activities. That means there are various financial services like leasing, hire purchase, venture capital and factoring. These all are different business activities which are helpful for getting a source of finance for the business. The first item today we are going to discuss is leasing. Leasing is a one contractual agreement between two parties for getting one manufactured items, or for sometimes it may be in the form of getting fund for purchasing some fixed assets. So it's a contractual arrangement of transactions in which one party is there, he is owing asset called as owner of the asset, he is giving that asset to the business for the purpose of using. That agreement is called as lease agreement. Okay, we are having different types of lease in our life itself. We can take the examples of rent a car. It's a lease agreement between two parties. You are giving an asset to one party for using. You are the owner of the car and you are giving it to a party, and that party is using. It's a lease agreement. You are getting lease rentals as return. Likewise, in case of business, if business is required one machinery or a support from of a big computer system for a specific job, instead of purchasing that thing, if business is taking as lease for their operation, it's a lease agreement. So in which one party is owing asset, that is the owner of the asset is called as a lessor, provides the assets for use to another party, transfer to the right to the use of equipment to the user. It is called as lessee. That means the person who is using the product, we are calling it he as a lessee. So over certain an agreed period of time, consideration in format of return for period payments or rental with or without further payment premium. That means it is for the it is for on the basis of an agreement. It's agreed for agreed period of time, and it is for a consideration. Consideration means the amount which they are giving as lease rental is consideration for these types of activities. At the end of the contract period, that means lease period, the asset equipment is returned to the lessor. That means at the end, finally, after using that, this property, this asset is paying back to the owner or lessor. There are parties, financer or owner, we will call as lessor, and user is called as lessee. These are the two parties in leasing. There could be a lease broker who works as an intermediary in arranging lease finance. If there is any party, another party is there as an agent or a broker, that broker is also there. So in case of leasing, ownership is with the lessor. That means the person who is actually owning that is having the ownership. Ownership rests with the lessor, and possession, that means possession means use, it is physically available in some other place, that is with lessee. Ownership is the owner, lessor, and possession is allowed to the lessee. On the expiry date, the lease tenure, the asset revert to the lessor. Then after using that, it should be paid back to the or given back to the lessor. Lease rental is the consideration of lessee pays. The consideration on lease agreement is called as lease rentals. It is paid on period on the basis of the lease agreement. It should be paid back. Then there is a term lease, the period for the lease agreement. How long this asset is given as lease to the party is called as lease term lease.